So I wanted to do fresh linguine tonight to have with our shrimp scampi. And I thought, well, let's bring this out again and give it another go. So our deluxe mixer, stand mixer, has the attachment for fresh pasta. I've made one set of them just to practice because I wasn't sure how I was going to do. So I made the dough. The dough is just flour, eggs, olive oil, and a little bit of salt. And I put it in the refrigerator for several hours, and then I cut it into 4 pieces. So here we go. We're going to take one of these 4 pieces, and we're going to try to make some linguine. So far, I'm doing okay. So comment below, have you ever made homemade pasta? So first you have to run it through to flatten it. And if you wanted to do like lasagna, you could stop with this phase. But then we use the cutter to cut it into either linguine or spaghetti. So we're going to do the flattening first. And I just start my mixer. And it says to run it through each phase twice. So this is on setting 3, which is the thickest setting. And I've learned with this, flour is most definitely your friend. So the more flour you use, the better you'll come out because it won't stick. So kind of in between, because as it stretches the dough, of course, the flour gets dispersed and it gets sticky in places. So I'm going to just kind of work some more flour in it. And I'm going to run it through this setting 3 again. Just like that. Kind of pulls it through. Easy peasy. Okay. And it says to go ahead and do all of them. That way I don't have to keep stopping to reset it for each one. So let's get the rest of these 3 here. The first one's the worst because it's sticky underneath there. I'm pressing it. Okay. Flour. Flip it over, flour again. Okay, and we're going to send it back through a second time on setting 3. And kind of hold it so it stretches out a little bit so I don't get any fat spots. Getting better with practice. But I'm excited. This will be good with the shrimp scampi. Okay, so here's one last one. And if you hold it a little bit to kind of give it some resistance, then that helps too, so that you get a more even sheet. Flour on both sides. And then we're going to put it on a different setting. Here we go. Okay, so that is 3 sheets done to the setting 3. Turn it off, and then I'm going to turn the knob to set it on 2. So this is the next thinnest. I think I'm going to need to move some of my linguine over. And again, if you have plenty of flour and you can lay it out, it'll dry better and not stick together. This recipe is working out pretty good. The last time I made it was all sticking, and this one's working better. Okay, now we're going to start it again. We're on setting 2. Kind of pulling a little bit backwards to get a little resistance because I'm trying to stretch it out so it doesn't get wider than the device is. And now it's not as sticky because the flour is finally working good. Okay, let's do it a second time. Getting really long. Okay. This is number 1. We're going to do another one on this setting 2. You need a lot of counter space for this. And second time through. The cool thing is when you make homemade pasta, when it comes time to cook it, it cooks in like 2 or 3 minutes. So the longest you're waiting is for the water to boil. It doesn't take the 10 minutes that dry pasta takes. Okay, this last one goes through 2 times. We're almost done, folks. One more level on this, and then we get to cut it. Now, okay, so now we're going to set it on level 1. Really quick, level 1. It's going to make it really long, and then we're going to cut it into pieces. Okay, level 1. This is the thinnest. This gets it. And like I said, if you wanted to do lasagna, this you would stop here and just cut it into the sheets like you want it. Hey, Steve. This is going to need a little more flour because it's starting to try and stick to the wheels, which also means it will stick to itself, which is no fun. I'm going to get a little more flour, and then I'm going to run this one through one more time, and then we'll cut it. Flour is your friend for sure. Nothing worse than sticky dough when you're trying to do this. Okay. Look at that nice, beautiful, thin pasta. Okay, next step. This one got kind of long on me. My arms are not long enough. Okay, so I'm going to take it. We'll stop this here. We will do those other ones. I'll do those other ones off camera. But I'm going to take my bench scraper and I'm going to cut it into about the length I want of my linguine. And then I can feed those through and make the linguine. So there we go. Now we have like a few, 5 slices. Okay, now I'm going to take off the wheel that will press it, and this does linguine. We also have another one that does spaghetti. It's a smaller wheel. Okay, now I'm going to turn it back on again, and here we go. Cross your fingers, guys, that we get some good linguine, little flour, and not sticky linguine. Okay, here we go. Look at that. We have fresh pasta. Okay, let's do another one. Perfect. Perfect. And the other thing is you can let it dry, and then you kind of wind it up in little nests, and you can freeze it or refrigerate it. But I'm going to freeze it because I don't know when we're going to have it again. So I can have fresh pasta again another time and not have to try and eat it all right now. It's just the 2 of us these days, and we can't eat all this pasta. one more from this sheet, and then I'll do the rest of them. But what do you think? Gotta love. This is going to be so good tonight. A little bit of fresh shrimp. Those of you who are local, HEB has shrimp on sale. And then my scampi mix. It's going to be perfect. Okay, so there we go. We have, so far I've done 2 batches, which is basically half the dough. And I have quite a bit of linguine here. Letting it dry, and then I will freeze part of it and cook the rest tonight. So thanks for joining me. Love making fresh pasta. So much less expensive, so much fresher tasting, and it really doesn't take a whole long time when you figure it's only going to cook in 2 and 3 minutes. Talk to you later.